All right, now we're going to take a look at Kendra's butterfly. And Kendra, as I watched this a little bit earlier, I think that you have a very good stroke. We talked about this a little bit at workout. A lot of the things you need to do is just kind of keep working at workout to swim like this every day in practice and for longer distances than are sometimes what you're capable of doing, so that you can raise that level and get stronger. As we're swimming the butterfly, I can point out a few things. One, I would like to see you finish the stroke a little further back towards the hips. You can see how you just had a little bit too much of a bend, so you're shortening your finish of your stroke. So if we can have a little less bend, you're going to get a little further back towards your leg with your hands, and that's going to give you a little more power on the finish of the stroke. So you're just pulling out a little bit early. I think that's just strength. You just got to keep working on trying to get the triceps stronger and get a little bit better finish at the back end of the stroke. As the hands are coming around, palm up, that's really good. You fling them a little bit too high, because I can see, I would like your hand to come palm out and not get turned up quite as high as this one's getting turned up here. You can see on both hands they're turning up quite a bit. So you're snapping at the back, but you're kind of overbending that elbow and then snapping those hands just a little bit high. So what happens is the hands get a little high over the water. And for your shoulders, I think it would be a little bit better if you kept them just a little lower, palm up, without throwing them out of the water as much. And then you'd get in this position here, and when we're looking at the arms here, the speed of your arm pull, when we're talking about stroke rate, is going to be affected when your hand is at this angle. So you're able to pull this off, but again, you're talking a little bit about your shoulders and your neck, and this is a little bit of a position that puts a little bit of pressure on that. I would like to see the hands, because you have the right position with the thumb and everything, so I think you can not over finish and keep your hands lower to the surface of the water. They should almost brush the surface of the water as they come around. That position is a lot more natural for the shoulder in the long run. And it's a better attacking position, so your stroke rate will be faster as you come around. And you can just see you're really high with it. Here your elbows double jointed. You're lucky you can do that. But it creates this high angle here, and then creates a bent wrist. And what we'd like to see is a little bit straighter arm coming around, straight hand, right into your stroke, so everything to be straight in a line, very low to the surface of the water. And I think that would help you speed up, especially in your 100 fly, get out faster and have a lot more speed up front if you could have a lower angle. It also creates a little less pressure on the shoulders, but also a little more power in terms of your stroke. But your hand entry in front of the shoulders is really good, and you're in a good position. Your hips are really high, which I really like. They're high throughout the stroke. You're getting really good into that inverted triangle. We'll see later on the underwater view. And your hands are relatively close under the body. I think they could be a little closer at the hips, because I think they're about hip width apart. I'd like to see them under the belly be about a half an inch to an inch apart, so they'd be a little closer, and that's going to give you a better finish, I think. But there again, you can just see those elbows pulling up a little early in the finish of the stroke, and then you whip those arms around a little high. But nice kicks. Both kicks are strong, good knee bends, and good power in both parts of the kicks. They could be a little more snappy, but I think if your arms pick up speed, that's going to help. But from the back view here, again, you can just see the arms are just a little high. They're coming up, and it's that fling at the end. You bend those elbows and then kind of fling the arms out, and you can just see the height on the arms coming around. I like to see them lower to the water. Where those second lines are would be a lot more helpful in terms of you moving forward quicker, and I think it'd give a little more snap to your kick too. As we come into the wall for the turn, as I'm watching you come in, heads down, hands together, nice position on the turn. You know, mechanically you're really good on the turn. I think it's like your stroke. I think you mechanically have a lot of good things going for you. What I'd like to see here is the elbow up a little higher and the hand to come back behind the head a little bit more. You can see how you're just kind of widening it out here. We want to be a little bit tighter with that hand coming around. But a little nitpicky because your turn looks pretty good at that point. But that would get you a little tighter and a little faster to the streamline as you go to push off the wall. Good push off. I think you could be just a little bit deeper on the push off and a little faster with the kicks coming out. But again, you can just see if I back up to that point how high the arms are relative to the shoulders. And if we can just get them a little closer to the water line, that's going to give you less pressure on the shoulders, which we really want, but also a little more power and a little faster turnover rate in terms of your butterfly. You're able to kind of make that work, and I like your stroke. If we can get a little lower angle on those arms, I think it's going to give you a little more speed.